you guys, it is I, your very own AMARU, and I'd like to welcome you to a brand new episode of Food and the Single Guy. And boo-boo, when I tell you, it was an is-you. Oh yes, it was an is-you, because the things that I had to endure putting together this episode of Food and the Single Guy. Now you guys already know that my camcorder, my beautiful Panasonic camcorder, is already on its last legs. And I do mean its very last legs. So I'm praying that it will not die on me. That is one thing. And then mid-production, the last of my studio lights just burnt, and the force of which knocked over the tripod, and as a result of that, this is what I'm working with now. See? Can you see? Wait. This is what I'm left with. Baby, when I tell you it was an is-you. Now, you should have seen me in that kitchen with the light on my camcorder. I had some kind of a light bar that barely gives off any light, and then I had the light on my phone. It was torture. I went to the store to look for these lights, and 10 years ago when I purchased these lights, I had 4 of them, and then I went to the store to look for these, and they don't carry these anymore. And if there's one thing I detest with a passion, it's a ring light, because everybody uses the ring lights. I had to eat poop and purchase me a ring light. Can you see it reflecting in the thingy, like right here? Yeah, I am now working with a 22-inch live video photographic fill lamp LED. Yes, this is what I'm working with now. I don't like a ring light. I just don't like it, because I like my old-fashioned studio lights, which give an even distribution of light, in my opinion. So I'm gonna have to look online for the old ones, but for now we're working with the ring light, so please bear with me. Anyway, what I'm trying to tell you is I hope you'll appreciate this episode of Food and the Single Guy as much as you appreciate the other ones, because this one almost did not happen. Okay, because of the light situation. Now, before we move on to the actual cooking, you guys, I have a truckload of stuff to report to you, because as you may well know, I have a new single out. It is a Spanish language dance/electronic single, and it is called S.14.E.011, meaning this man, the treasure. And it is a tongue-in-cheek kind of song. It is meant to wreak some havoc on any dance floor all over the world. And like I said, it's a tribute to the LGBTQIA community. And the video, by the way, is very not safe for work. It is very gay-friendly. So if that is not your thing, do not watch the video, because I know how some of you are. You will drop the comments in the comment section accusing me of all kinds of things. No, I am warning you right now, the video was made for a specific demographic, okay? Like I said, it's very gay friendly. Don't watch the stuff at the office. No, I don't want you to get fired. Don't tell me I didn't warn you, because I just did, okay? Like I said, the video is not for everybody. It is very gay friendly, and if you can watch the video without prejudice, if you can watch it with an open mind, it is for you. If you cannot do that, do not watch the video, okay? There, I said it. Now, the song has been picked up by over 100 international radio stations. And I'm not just talking college radio. No, I'm not talking local small radio stations. We're talking about gigantic conglomerates that fall under the iHeart radio umbrella in America, but also stations in Canada, in Mexico, Spain, Germany, Australia, Brazil, Indonesia, Denmark, Finland, the Netherlands. Oh yes, it is everywhere, okay? Basically what I'm trying to say is thank you for listening to the song, thank you for streaming it, thank you for watching the video. I am very, very grateful to you. Now, let us move on to the actual cooking, you guys, because this is yet again a recipe from the homeland, a dish from the homeland, and we call it jerpesi supu, meaning yellow split peas soup. And in Dutch we would say gele erwten soep. That is what it's called in Dutch. And it is basically a soup that is made of yellow split peas, right? And in our country, we have a very specific way of making it. And I'll show you in this episode of Food and the Single Guy how it's made. And I'm warning you right off the bat, it is a very long process. And that is why people don't cook this soup very often. You really have to be in the mood for this soup to cook it, because you will be in that kitchen for at least 2.5 hours, if not longer, okay? And then in addition to that, you have to soak the peas a day in advance in water. Oh yes, so I went the distance for you guys on this episode of Food and the Single Guy, despite lights being in shambles and everything, despite lack of lighting. I mean, I went through hell putting together this episode, and I hope you like it. So without further ado, let us continue. Okay, you guys, so what I have here is my chicken. I have some chicken thighs and some wings. And if you've been with me since the beginning, you know that I always wash my chicken with some lime or some lemon juice or even some vinegar. And that is the way we do things in my country. And I don't care what anybody tells you, you need to wash your chicken, because chicken goes from one hand to the next and you don't know whose hands are clean or whatever have you. So make sure to clean anything that you ingest. Make sure to clean it, wash it properly, because that's the way of the world. I don't care what any scientist tells you. Wash your chicken, okay? So here we go. Now, speaking of which, my lemons, and I also had a lime left in the fridge. I'm also going to use that. So here we go. So you're simply going to use the juice of the limes or the lemons to wash the chicken with, okay? Just like so. And then you're going to allow this to sit for about 5 minutes before rinsing it and allow the chicken to drain. There we go. So now we are going to allow the chicken to drain completely before seasoning it with some salt, with some garlic powder, and some black pepper. Okay, you guys, so moving on to the salted beef. This is the fresh salted beef, if you will. They also sell a kind that is pre-packaged. It's vacuum sealed, but this is the fresh kind, and I am simply going to get it out of the plastic bag, and I'm going to rinse it, just like so. And next, what we're going to do with the salted beef, we are going to tenderize it, because this beef is very tough. Although it is a very good cut of beef, it is still very tough. So you need to tenderize it and get rid of some of the excess salt. So that's what we're going to do next. If you've been with me since the beginning, you have seen me do this before, okay? But if you're new to the channel, if you're new to the program, I'm going to show you how I do it. All right? Okay, you guys. So to my pressure cooker, I'm going to add the salted beef. To that, I'm going to add a clove of garlic, and I'm also going to add 2 bay leaves. What I'm also going to add are some pimento corns, and this is what they look like. This is not black pepper, mind you. This is a very fragrant berry, and it adds a lot of flavor to your dish. And as far as the taste is concerned, it doesn't even come close to the taste of black pepper, mind you. So I'm going to add this to the salted beef, just like so. And this is the way I tenderize my salted beef, because while you're busy tenderizing the beef, you're also adding flavor to it, all right? So next, we're gonna add a significant amount of water. You simply wanna make sure that the beef is covered with a significant amount of water. So next, we're going to tenderize the salted beef in this pressure cooker for about 35 minutes. Now, you guys, whenever I make soups for my country, I always allow the meat to marinate overnight. That is just the way I like it. So here we go. We're going to add some black pepper to the chicken. This will do just fine. We're also going to add a dusting of garlic powder. Just like so. And as is customary in our country, we always use a chicken stock cube or some chicken powder. And this is some chicken powder without MSG. You know, some people in the comments like to tell me that chicken powder contains MSG. Yeah, this is the chicken powder without MSG. Just an FYI. So next, we're simply going to give this a good stir. Just like so. There's nothing to it. And next, we're going to cover this with some aluminum foil and put this in the fridge to marinate overnight. Okay, you guys, so the salted beef has been tenderized. We are now going to cut it into nice chunks, just like so. And you want to use a big fork to do this because it's very hot, just like this. Just bite-sized chunks, not too small, not too large. This will do just fine. So there we have it. Our tenderized salted beef is now ready for the soup. Okay, you guys, so what I have here are my yellow split peas, which I've soaked in water overnight. And as you can see, compared to the fresh peas, they have almost doubled in size, and that is exactly what you want, because now they are so much more pliable, they're a little softer, and thus you will reduce cooking time, and that is exactly what you want. So next, what we're going to do, we're simply going to rinse these peas and continue with the rest of this dish. And away we go. All right, you guys, so this is looking good. This is smelling good. Oh my word, flashbacks to my youth. So next, what we're gonna do, we're gonna pour these peas into a pot, and then we're gonna bring them to a boil in a generous amount of water. And as I said earlier, they will double in size, as you can see. Okay, you guys, so to about 500 grams of the peas, I have added about 2.5 liters of water. I am now going to bring this to a boil. And as soon as it comes to a boil, I'm gonna add the onions and the chicken stock cubes and the garlic and everything else. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, the peas are starting to come to a boil. It will generate this frothy concoction. You simply want to remove the froth from the peas before adding the ingredients, which is what we're gonna do right now with a slotted spoon. Just like so, ever so gently. And it will generate a little bit more of the froth, of the foam. You simply continue to remove it until there is little to no more foam. Okay? Yeah, all right. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, the peas are coming to a boil. I am now going to add my onions, my pimento corns, and my bay leaves. Just like so. We're also going to add the finely chopped garlic. And we're also going to add 4 chicken stock cubes to begin with. Later on, you will taste the soup to make sure that it has enough flavor, that it has enough salt. And you can then add another chicken stock cube or a little bit of salt if you so desire. So we're simply going to allow this to come to a boil on high heat with an occasional stir. And if you don't stir, you will find that the peas will sink to the bottom and burn, and that is not what you want. Okay, you guys, so it has been about 1 hour and 10 minutes. Oh yes, you will be in this kitchen for a long time preparing this soup. So next, what we're gonna add is the chicken, just like so. All right. And we're simply going to allow the soup to simmer on medium heat for about 20 minutes before adding the rest of the ingredients. Okay, you guys, so in addition to the chicken and the salted beef, we're also gonna add lean smoked sausage. Okay, you guys, so it's been about 20 minutes and our soup has been simmering nicely. So next, what we're gonna add to the soup, you guys, is the tenderized salted beef. Here we go. And what we're also gonna add is the lean smoked sausage. Just like so. And of course, we're gonna give it a nice stir as per usual. So what we're also gonna add are 2 sprigs of flat leaf parsley, and what we're also gonna add are the Scotch bonnet peppers. There we go. And remember when I said earlier that you have to taste your soup to make sure that it has enough salt, that it has enough flavor? Yeah, so I tasted mine, and I think it deserves another chicken stock cube. Okay, you guys, so let's have a look-see, because the soup has been simmering for over an hour. And it smells delicious, I can tell you that much. And like I said, you want to give it an occasional stir, because otherwise the peas will sink to the bottom and burn, and that is not what we want. This is looking good. It is smelling good. The chicken is looking beautiful. And I think we're just about ready to dazzle you with the final presentation. What do you think? I think. But before we move on to the final presentation, you guys, I just want to show you these two peppers. Don't they look gorgeous? And especially the green one I want to talk about, because the green one, although both of them are very hot when you puncture them, the green one in particular gives off a certain type of flavor, a certain type of scent, an aroma, and it adds such a delicate taste to your soup, and that is why I added it to the soup. So now it is time for the final presentation. Ooh, honey. Okay, you guys, and now for the final step of this dish. What we're gonna do next, we're gonna heat some oil in a pan, and then we are going to glaze or add some color to some finely chopped onions and garlic. Here we go. So let me go ahead and add the garlic. There we go. And according to my mother, the reason you do this at the very last, well, there's two reasons actually. The first reason is to add some extra flavor to your soup, and the second reason is when you add this to the soup, it makes kind of a shh sound, and that is the most fun thing to do when you're cooking this soup, according to Mom. So yeah, I am following strict orders here, if you can imagine. So as soon as these have taken on some color, we're going to add them to the soup, and hopefully it will make that shh kind of a sound that my mom says it should make. Yeah, we're gonna find out together. Hang on. Okay, you guys, so we're almost ready for that shh sound. Hang on. Let's go. Well, I didn't hear any shh. I didn't hear anything. Oh well, I'm not sure about you, but I didn't hear any shh. But all I can tell you is that the soup is now smelling extra delicious, and now it is ready to be served. Now we are ready for the final presentation. Yeah, baby. Now let us move on to the actual final presentation. Doesn't that look gorgeous? Baby, when I tell you, it was gorgeous too. And even though it took me 1.5 years to cook the soup, it was delicious. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, if you decide to try to make the soup yourself, let me know how it turned out, because I'm always genuinely interested in hearing from you. In the meantime, don't forget to pick up my new single, stream it on Spotify, listen to it on iTunes, watch the video on YouTube with an open mind and an open heart without prejudice, because like I said earlier, the video is not for everybody. But just go ahead and do that, and if you hear the song on your radio station, do a little shimmy. Let me know, all right? I'm gonna say thank you for watching yet another episode of Food and the Single Guy, and until we meet again, my friends, have a good one. Bye.